everybody, welcome back to the Escentual Owl. Erin here to make another cold process soap. Today we are making number 3 of 12, and I guess I should say it's going to be 3 of 10 that I'm actually filming, but I am making 12 soaps for this custom order. Today we're using another brand new fragrance oil that I have not used before. This is the Peace and Love fragrance oil from Nurture Soap. This is a Lush dupe for the Olive Branch fragrance, and it definitely reminds me of that fragrance. I will put the notes up on the screen so that you can see what exactly the scents, the notes are in this fragrance. It is very, very nice. I highly recommend, at least so far, if not for the behavior, then for the smell. It does smell very, very, very good. It reminds me of spring and warm weather, which is what this customer asked for. She wanted a lot of spring, summer scents because that is quickly approaching. And if you can see, there is 0.6% vanillin, or vanillin as some people pronounce it. That's probably the correct way to pronounce it, and I just say it completely wrong. But there is 0.6 in this fragrance oil. It does say no acceleration, a medium tan discoloration. I am not terribly worried about that because of the colors that I am using today. And the colors that I am using are going to be the Green Vibrance from Nurture, one of the best greens ever, in my opinion. It is definitely very, very, very vibrant. And this is one that I have recently purchased. This is the Blue Vibrance from Nurture Soap. And so far, I am super impressed. This is not a neon. This is just one of their Vibrance micas, but you don't get much more of a Kentucky blue than that. So it is going to be a green and blue soap. It is a color scheme. I don't remember ever doing these two colors together in one soap before, so I'm pretty excited. I think I'm just going to do a drop swirl. We'll have to see how it behaves yet again. And I mentioned, if not one video ago, then 2 videos ago, that I made 2 batches of lye water ahead of time so that I could do multiple batches at once. And I only have so many containers for my lye water solution. So I am going to have to measure out my lye water for this batch. And I don't have anything else to say about this in particular. So let's just jump into the making of this soap. Oh, and I am straining it because I did make this lye water yesterday, and I just want to make sure there's no big chunks that I don't see or anything like that. There is just a little bit of lye lint just from it sitting a little bit longer than it would normally. So I'm just taking an extra precaution here. Alrighty, so that is all the mixing that I'm going to do. As you can see, or maybe you can see, this is a very, very, very liquidy soap. So this fragrance so far gets an A+ from me. It is behaving beautifully. Let me clean off this stick blender really fast. So as I said, A+. These colors are divine. Look at that blue. So very pretty. I absolutely love it. And I'm just going to scrape the sides and the bottoms of my containers now just to get off any loose mica, anything that's hanging around the bottom or the sides. Make sure that it's all incorporated, at least to the best of my ability, which isn't always the best, if I had to be honest with myself. But look how fluid and runny. I am in love. I'm just doing something right with these couple of batches, you guys, because seems like I had a little bit of a rough patch there where I was getting a lot of acceleration, and that could have been the fragrances that I was using. It could have been the weather. It's really, really difficult to tell, but it looks like we have a success, at least with this one. And I think because it's so liquid, yeah, let's do an in the pot swirl, because why not? I think that'll give us a really cool effect with this really super liquidy soap like this. So I'm pouring at 12, 3, 6, and 9. I'm going to reserve a little bit of this green for the top. Go ahead and give this a good swirl or two just to get it started. And I know the table is messy. It's because I've already made 2 batches of soap so far. So we're just going to pretend like it's not. Okay, so here's what we've got. Very liquidy. Let's go on and pour. All right. So there's that. I'm going to take a little bit of this green, drip it across the top for swirling. I love these colors together. I don't know why I hadn't thought to do a green and a blue soap yet. But better late than never, I suppose. So now I'm just taking a little bit of the blue and dripping it on as well. I'm going to let that sit for just a minute, and while it does sit, I'm going to scrape out my containers into one of my small silicone molds that I have set aside, and then I will come back to swirl. Okay, we've got all of our molds full and our containers scraped, and this is still very, very, very liquidy. I know that shakes the camera, but I'm just trying to demonstrate exactly how fluid this is. So this is going to swirl very, very nicely on top. I am just going to take a pipette, and I know this always blocks the camera when I do it, so maybe I should turn it. Let me clean some of the soap off first. I don't intend to block the camera, but I know that watching other soapers swirl the tops of soap always helps me figure out how to do it myself. Hopefully this will help. I know this is a bad angle and I apologize. I have my gloves on. I can't touch the camera to move it at this time. But what I do is I stick in, for this particular swirl anyway, it's an infinity swirl almost. It's a figure 8. So you put in your pipette or whatever you're using to swirl, and you just make figure 8s. And you can slightly overlap them. You can overlap them a lot. You cannot overlap them at all. But you just do that all the way down the soap until you get to the end. And you can even go back in and do it again if you want. It's really personal preference up to that point. So I am just going to do that now. Oh yes, I am very excited for how this one is turning out. So now I'm just going to go in and swirl just a few spots that I feel like need it. And you know what? That's not very many spots. So I actually think that that is going to be it. Yep. That's all I'm going to do. So let me turn this back around and bring you on for a close-up. It's going to be a little bit difficult to see just because it's blue and green. They're sort of in the same spectrum as far as tone or something. I don't know, you guys. I'm just trying to sound smart. But I will take a shot with the flash on as well so you can see the difference in the two colors. They are different, I promise. Hopefully it comes across on camera. If not, I apologize. You'll see it when it gets cut. So this is what we've got for this Peace and Love soap. I am in love. I think it looks really, really nice. That green and that blue vibrance together is just gorgeous. And these micas are so shimmery and just so vibrant. And this fragrance behaved beautifully. There was no acceleration whatsoever. It might have even slowed Trace down a little bit. And I think we're going to get a very nice looking soap out of this. But that's all that I have for this portion of the video. I'll see you all for the cut. Alright, we are back the next day to cut the Peace and Love soap that we made yesterday. You guys, I'm really excited to cut into this one because I think it's going to look really good inside. So, let me show you guys. Hopefully the camera is picking up the differences in the green and the blue, but does that not just look like, I don't know, a peaceful little pond or a creek or a gently flowing river? Something. It just, I think it looks really, really nice. I think it lives up to its name, Peace and Love. And here is how our top ended up. I absolutely love it. I think it sort of looks like lily pads or something on a little pond or some. I really, really enjoy how this soap came out. I'm definitely going to have to use this color scheme again. But no more dilly-dally. Let's jump right into the cut. Am I tight? Yep, I am. Cool. All right. Okay. So there is the back, and then there is the inside. So you can see all of those green and blue swirls. I really hope the camera is picking it all up. It looks like it might not be picking up the entirety of the swirls in this soap. It's kind of hard to see, but oh man, I really, really like how this is turning out so far. I very much like this one. I think if I were to do this again, I would use maybe a different green. One that will stand out more against the blue. But I can't say that I'm angry at this. Ooh, very nice. Oh, there is the top. Alright everybody, so this is the last bar in the Peace and Love soap, the green and blue soap that we made yesterday that behaved so very well. There is the front, there is the back. I'm getting off these little scraggly bits at the bottom. And of course there is the top. That is all that I have for you all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, turn that bell icon on. That will give you notifications every single time that I upload so you never miss a thing. Tell me what you think about this soap down in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinion. Do you love this? Do you hate it? Do you think that the colors are too similar? I really wish that the camera would pick up more of the swirls in here. I'm gonna take a shot with a flash on to try to get more of it in there because there are quite a bit quite a bit of swirls in this area that sort of look like one color on the camera, but they're definitely noticeable to the naked eye. But let me know what you think down in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys. Tell me about your day. Just say hi. And yeah, that's all that I have for this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.